Good evening, everyone. Welcome to WooTube. My name is Baran Woo, and today we have news. Big news came out today, just a few hours ago, actually. So this is quite exciting. New ban list. So this is the ban list which we were promised or teased recently by Lost Geek in great episode actually of the Null Signal like podcast. Great to hear him on there and kind of going through their thought process and a lot of the other things that he does. I'm a big fan of his decks. We're going to talk about them in a second. But the standard ban list team, the SBL team, have come out with some changes. Pretty interesting. I think I am really happy with them as well. I completely agree with everything that's been done. I don't think there's anything here which is too controversial, but also like quite clever, and it's or one thing in particular. So we can talk about that. I think Keeling, I think we all somewhat saw this coming, maybe. There was a chance that maybe she stuck around. It's kind of a shame because it is good for Corpse to have uh, good win cons, good non kind of like outside of just scoring genders. Hey Phil, how you doing? Um, but Keeling has just proven to be too much of a bother, in particular in combination with Ag Infusion. I think outside of Ag Infusion, where you could maybe just sort of slot pinholes and things like that, uh, I was quite enjoying playing her when she first came out in Asa. I thought that was a far more fun and a far less rude version. But I think it's probably time. The Crofi down here explains that kind of her main thing with Keeling is that it just led to a game style which was kind of long, drawn out, quite grindy games. Lots of them kind of going to time, or maybe sort of just making it there. And it's a bit of an NPE thing, like watching your hand slowly get whittled away. Um, Disappointingly, I was potentially going to play my deck, which was built as a kind of counter to Keeling tonight. But we might be doing something different anyway. We shall see. So I think the funnest thing here is the banning DreamNet. This I think is really clever. I remember someone mentioning it. I think only like a week ago or something. It came up on Metropole Grid. Uh, I think Andre I think he credited someone else who said like you could just ban DreamNet, and it suddenly made a whole load of sense to me, because if you want to reduce the power of Hashiko without banning Hashiko, then this is the best card to do it. This is the card which allows Hashiko to not basically stops Hashiko having a downside of being flipped. Like, you are meant to be losing a credit every turn, and that's what is supposed to balance out the card draw which you get. Drawing two cards with the DreamNet whilst making that money back, it just makes her a bit too insane, really. And I don't really think that anyone else is that sad now that we don't have Sunny and Apex anymore. They were the sort of two other real big beneficiaries of this card. We have seen it in other sort of a lot of run-based criminals and things like that, but there's other options for them. They can probably play Zenit Chip now. There's not like a ton of Thule around anymore. It's seen some kind of some stuff in run-based shape her occasionally, like Arasana's been playing DreamNet in certain builds. But I think this is a really good ban. It kind of mainly affects one deck, and that is a deck which everyone is a bit sick of being really good. Also, they mentioned there might still be they don't put it out of running, but there might just be a Hishiko ban at some point. But they feel like this is a good way of patching things in preparation for Worlds, and I kind of agree. Finally, we've got Laamb back. This has been banned for quite a while, so if you're newer to the game, you might not be familiar with this one. This came out in the same set as Ngolo, which is a card which you're probably more familiar with. And it's kind of like the Fractor, the Fractor version of Ngolo. It allows you to paint ice into barriers, and it has pretty kind of bad breaking numbers. Like it does like big ice really well, but it does small ice pretty awfully. But it does have the benefit of breaking any number of barrier subroutines, which is only semi-relevant at the moment, but there are certain cards which this can deal with very well. For instance, this can get through a Starlit Night for 4 credits, which even if you have like a million tags, which is pretty decent. You could just put a hush on it and walk through it for a couple more tags, but this is the way of doing it. This was banned for a long time, mainly because of its kind of include in stabby max decks. We could probably pull one of these up, I'm sure. If I just put max Laamb with 2 A's and knifed. So this was an absolute menace of a deck back in the day. You used to play as Max. A Bristol version. There we go. Chris Dyer here. You'd basically play Laamb. You'd play 3 copies of Knifed. You'd play Labour Rights, and you'd just trash all of their ice using Laamb. You'd almost never need to install your Black Orchestra or your MK Ultra, but they were just there as a backup. And you'd just use Knifed over and over and over again, recurring it with things like Labour Rights. I think this might have still been around when Levy was even in here. Here's a similar version with 2 Laambs. You could play crowdfunding at this time as well, so you kind of had all of the econ that you needed, because you could always run 3 times because they never had any ice left at all. You even had the same old things so that you could get back your Labour Rights and your Knifed, and you were max, so you'd get through your deck in record time. So this was a big issue back in the day. It's probably not a card which is as has anywhere near the power level which it used to. I think it's probably still good in Anarch, which is a problem because it's only 2 influence, and although Anarch has good fractors, they do massively benefit over any other faction of being just able to always break 1 piece of ice fully, because Hippo's a card. So if you get down a Laamb and you've got down a Hippo, then you're getting rid of that ice. So I think, unfortunately, the place where this is going to end up is in probably Hashiko decks, probably making them stronger, but we'll see. It is 2 MU, so that could be an issue, but a lot of Hashikos are moving away from Stargate and onto Twinning, so they can probably handle the MU constraints. I'm probably gonna look at some spicy stuff later. I want to try this in Essa. The combo of this alongside Bergamot is just crying out for me. I mean, it's a massive, like, this is 4 MU worth of programs which just break barriers. But the idea of basically breaking pretty much any ice for either 1 credit or painting it for 2 and then breaking it for 1 feels pretty fun to me. Yeah. So Lamb's back. I think it's the fact is I don't think it has an immediate massive impact on the format, and that's why it probably should come off it. There's not sort of immediately anything super broken about this. We don't have Knifed anymore. We don't have various things which made this an issue. Give Shapers some of their tools back until they go into Anarch decks, and then they get taken away. Anyway, also, this is just sick art. I just love this art. Like, this is not very high res, but I'm huge fan of this one. Yeah. So 3 changes, 1 unban, 2 bans. I think it's all pretty good here. Pretty solid. Yeah. Is it Thorn Gryffindor sheets? I've never like quite worked it out really. It's pretty cool though. It's like this was the sort of the punch, and you had Ngolo, which is the kick. These were the sort of the ninja things going on. But yeah, both both pretty a pretty cool little combo here. Lamb's art still confuses me. Is it meant to look like a Byroid having an orgasm, or in my mind, perpetually in the gutter? Um, I mean, it doesn't not look like that, Theos. So now that's all I'm going to be seeing. Thanks. But yeah, we're probably going to build a Lamb deck and see if someone wants to play against us later. Why not? So stuff that came out on NRDB this week. Lost Geek took down the Burn CO. Some pretty cool decks. Always like seeing Lost Geek's decks. An Arasana build, which he put DreamNet in. Really loved how powerful DreamNet was, and then the next day had to put out an article banning it, which is quite hilarious. He did mention this. But the I don't want to say biggest loser, because that is a terrible day, but the most unfortunate person for this ban list, our good friend Not Yeti, unfortunately, has just ordered, I believe, 800 DreamNet alt arts ready for Worlds the day before the ban list comes out that bans DreamNet. So yeah, it's really cool though. If you like, I'm still just gonna buy some anyway. It's likely that DreamNet comes off the ban list. So this was their Arasana Lost Geeks Ag Infusion, really fun, or kind of like, it's almost like old school Ag Infusion. I like it. You know, we've got no Keeling here, so this is ban list friendly. I know that the NWE, the New World Order that Lost Geek is part of, their testing group, they are very high on Tucana, so I'm not that surprised to see it here. And you've got the bonus of kind of Tucana into an enemy, which after they steal a Fuji off a Daniela, that's a lot of damage, especially if you've had to run through a data loop as well. You know, you need to have 8 cards in your hand for that combo to not kill you, and then have enough money to survive a single punitive counter strike afterwards. So this is like a pretty fun deck. I think there's some cool stuff going on here. This is their like vegetarian, because it's not quite vegan, because it does occasionally kill you. Maybe you're a tag me deck and you just die to Mindscaping as well. It's always fun. Friend of the show, Augustus Caesar, took this to Nats. Lost Geek said, oh sorry, missed this. Lost Geek said he doesn't expect DreamNet to be banned forever. I think it's a kind of a step over for the moment, but I think it's a good one. I think it's good. Augustus took Takobi Hosh, big fan of Takobi Hosh, to Irish Nats and came first there. I think he was playing more of a Keeling style Ag Infusion, but this I highly recommend giving Takobi Hosh a try. If you want to go full on with it, then you swap this Carmen for these Carmens for a couple of copies of Adore, and you start potentially breaking sentries for free. You need a little extra. You need like also to have like maybe a leech or some other stuff going on there, but that's my version is on Adore's. Theos is glad to see the end of Keeling. She can join Drago in the cellar. Yeah, they are as a narco mushroom pointed out, both legal in Neo format. So Neo format now might be more NPE than Eternal, because I've been having a lot of fun with Eternal. I'm not gonna lie. I did start, and in fact, here we have the Eternal, the decks which won the Eternal tournament yesterday, which I was meant to be playing in. I got to play one round against Augustus, and then unfortunately, uh, basically, Poppy would not go to sleep last night, and we needed like a two-pronged parental attack to get her to go to sleep. Um, so I had to pull out after one round, which was sad, but also maybe lucky, as I kind of worked out that maybe my deck didn't do the thing that I wanted it to do afterwards, but we can get to that another time. For all of those Eternal Sicko fans out there, next week I should have Cobra Bubbles on, and we'll be talking a little bit of Eternal. It really has become quite a fascination for me. It's actually a lot more fun. It's even more fun than I thought. Anyway, this was what took down the tournament yesterday. We got calibration testings, friends in high places, disgusting card, moons, sponsorships, and ablative barrier, which I think is like just a great include. This is like the one new card here, but is like potentially super broken. Like this is just really, really good recursion, which is very hard for the corp to control unless they just don't run. And this wild 100 card max deck, which just, I mean, as a like when you think about Eternal runners, this is not what I expect. But they did really well with it. It's using its Eternal points quite interestingly. Employee Strike makes sense. They say that Clan Vengeance was like basically did nothing on the day, and I can kind of see why. And it probably should have been Rumour Mill, which I think they're probably right. Blue Moose makes a ton of sense. Johnny almost will definitely be trying to make a drunken cat deck for sure. But yeah, this is like kind of interesting. Like hardly like this is almost standard legal. Almost. Oh, I guess maybe not. Are these? Oh, these are the banned cards. Okay, no, it's not standard legal at all. But not very much like banned stuff in here. Anyway, so my initial plan for today was to play an Arasana deck, which I made. Where are we? We're here. So we might do at least like one game with this, and then we might build some Laamb decks. But this is like pretty good fun. So I'm a big fan of Masterwork as have been for a while, and kind of figured that what we could also do with as now is install Slap Vandals off Prognostic Q loops, and I was having a lot of fun with this Arasana deck, which was playing Poison Vials, Flux Capacitors, and Slap Vandals. And I did make a deck very similar to this when Arasana first came out, but it did not work. And I mean, I could probably even go back. We could have a look at how it. It was like literally the first Arasana deck I made, so it would have been like maybe this. Yeah, so this is like just looks slow. It's when I was still trying Joyride, Living Mural. Like I tried to put a few too many things in here. Like it doesn't need the Botulus, for instance. But anyway, that didn't work. But and it was also on free deep dive, which is like too many. But this one has been working for me, and then it's got the additional bonus that we've got a hippocampal mechanocytes and flux capacitors, which means that we can charge up our hippocampal mechanocytes and laugh at Keeling decks, because our hand gets bigger every single turn unless they start trashing all their ice. So their Keelings do nothing, which is hilarious. somehow I managed to get this deck down to 47 cards. I think it's mainly by cutting a load of diesels. Um, but yeah, this actually feels like pretty fun, and Poison Vial plus Slap Vandal actually does feel great. I mean, this like right now it's like, how do you break a brand? And I break a brand for 1 credit and a counter. um, so that's pretty sick. And getting past rush, um, rushy ob decks, like getting through their envelopment for a credit, just feels amazing. Um, I think it's probably the prognostic Q loops which make this better because we can like sneak out poison vials sometimes. But I was having lots of fun with that, and I was like, well, most of this stuff is blue, right? Like a lot of the things which I want to put in here, the poison vials, the prognostic Q loops, they're all blue anyway. And I was also having a lot of fun in Arasana playing red team. So I was like, well, I could also play red team. Um, and being able to like almost always get through an ice turn 1 or turn 2 as a criminal feels really good, because sometimes you can just put them in a position where you can sort of do from turn 1 when they don't expect it. So maybe we'll play one game with this. We'll see how it feels, and then we'll maybe build some lamb. Oh, and we are on urban art because we do want to be able to move our slap vandals around. So we're also on some sources just to get like a bit of urban art value, and we're also kind of putting the corp in a position where if they res their ice, then we're getting money off it. They then kind of have to wonder about trashing that ice so that we don't get urban art value. We're playing 1 copy of Rubicon Switch. It's not a Rubicon Switch deck, but just felt too good to like have. Otherwise, I've got to justify the sources being in the deck basically. Um, and if I take them out, then urban art doesn't really have quite enough targets. So so yeah, that's why it's there. Uh, so let's do a game with this. Jane, that's been much better recently. Apologies to anyone who tuned in last week, expected some hot Netrunner action. Um, it didn't quite work as planned, but yeah, other than like card back issues, the actual server seems to be running pretty smooth. Lots of people testing tonight as well, so that's good. Testing, playing, whatever. But yeah, what's other people's thoughts on the ban list? Is there anything? Is there anyone that like disagrees with anything on the ban list? And please feel free to say, because always I like to hear all sides. But yeah, is anyone like upset? Is anyone upset? You can say if you're upset that Keeling's going. Some people were very upset when Drago got banned, um, and I kind of get it, because you are just taking away alternative corp win cons, but it's always the alternative corp win cons which are the problems, right? They're always the NPE options. I think the only one that's proven not to be recently, anyway, is oh, hello. Um, the only one that's turned out not to be is the bad pub one. So apparently, if I do something in here, I can card backs. What do we want? NSG probably. Seabass, thank you very much. That's interesting. So that must have just changed in an update, I guess, recently. Let's just check that all my other things are still on. I think they are. Yeah, looks like now. So just while we wait for um right. I must have missed him do that on stream. Yeah, I remember him talking about it, but yeah. I think I was watching him play Arasana and or specifically Q Loop Arasana and screaming at the screen too much about missed potential triggers and value and I had to stop. I had to stop or I'd get myself upset. um So is this? I wonder if this deck's doing anything else really funky. We can just talk about it. I mean, we've got a lot of hardware because Masterwork is a thing. Wake Implant is our only win con here, but that's probably fine. Two symbol chips, so we can recur our Slap Vandals, potentially our Saucies, definitely our Hush. And we do have Real Breakers. I've only played a couple of games with this, and one of them all three of the breakers. And bear in mind that I'd forgotten to put boomerangs in that deck. Um, so I hadn't shuffled the deck at any point. The Kirapira and the Carmen were cards 45 and 46, and the Shibboleth was card 43 or something. Like, literally, I was drawing my entire deck. I managed to eke it out purely on Slap Vandals alone. But if I'd have run into a Magnet, I'd have been absolutely stuffed. Ah, Shorty. Hey, hey. This is Shorty from Rosenheim City Grid. We run straight into PE. Guess that happens, eh? Okay. We have card backs back, so thanks, Seabass. Do we keep this? We can red team and prognostic because we are as. I don't want to lose like one of my only two urban arts. I might keep this because red team is like good value. It's a lot of money on one card. Boom. Let's not forget to do that. Okay. That's a scary start, isn't it? Let's put this down. We'll also put this down. We'll run archives because I'm a scaredy cat. Okay. Well, at least we hopefully won't lose both our urban arts. So I don't necessarily mind if I lose this one. I don't really want to lose this Simmel chip, but I'm going to draw one. If they score a sting and I lose both of these, I'll be very upset. Fine. So I do have a poison vial on the top, which I can install, and I probably will install. That's upsetting because it's really hard for me to run now. Sure. We'll get our as value. Oh, this is a job as well. Excellent. Okay. I'm in a bit of trouble now already because they have iced everything. I should have just forced them to res something, but I probably need to bravado. I guess I can boomerang. I'm safe even to Nancy. I just don't want to. No, I'm safe to like everything. I'll be all right. Okay. So the question is, do we play the bravado or do we hit the red team? I think I have to hit the red team. Let's go. What's this? Daniela? I think we run HQ here. Hmm. No, let's run R&D. Yes, please. Can't afford to install that on the way in. That's a big shame because they almost definitely res here, I would think. Nope, got no money. Um, I was gonna say like this is good for Saucy because they'll keep resing and de-resing it, but when they de-res it, well, I'm glad I didn't put the Saucy on there. But do I want to give them this money? I think I have to. Maybe they just don't have anything to stop swapping with. They don't. Excellent. We see an enemy. That's terrifying. Oh, whoops, whoops. Meant to shuffle back. It's too fast. Um. Okay, so we don't know the top of our deck anymore, which is a shame. We have done our as trigger, so I'll just draw once. Take a credit. Can't do them yet. I don't think. We could like rip a with the tattoo bowlers, like this is like much worse than Magnet when it comes to dealing with slap vandals. Do we try and rip a slap vandal off the top? It will cost me 1 credit to do so. Yeah, sure. It's not a slap vandal. It's a sure gamble, which I'm further away from playing. So that's good. We're gonna install this. We're gonna. Am I just like moneying up here by bravadoing R&D? I think so. We get to see stuff on the top. Okay. It's not stuff that we care about. And we'll just draw a card to potentially pad our hand for this diversion. Okay. Value Reaper. We lost the diversion. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fun times. So let's draw. We'll draw. That's what we wanted previously. Run HQ here. Put this down. Run HQ. Hit a snare. Last click. Get wrecked. An enemy. Last click. Get wrecked. Quite a few things. Last click. Get wrecked. Rubicon Switch is coming in with no clicks to spare. That's a shame. A lot of things kill us here. Fimbulrig doesn't. Do we want to go through this? Is the real big question. I don't think we do. I think we just let it fire. What's on the top? Do we want? Oh, that's fine. You can put it there. That's less fine. Do I get neurospiked here? I think I'm getting neurospiked. I think I'm dead. GG. Um, well, that'll happen. No worries. Uh, all right. We'll run another one back with this. We can run another one back with this. Bam, bam. Okay. I think if we didn't lose, oh, Phil's come in here. It's gonna wreck us with. Let's see your 3 times tattoo bowler, 3 times magnet shenanigans. All right, Atea probably is on tattoo bowler. This is almost identical to our last hand, our last opening hand. I think I'm gonna keep it, even though it wasn't that great for us last time. Hush is really good for tattoo bowler. At least this way we can start seeing what's going on. So the thing I really like about prognostic is you've got to kind of think of it as a draw engine as well. As long as you've got enough money to actually install some stuff here and there, you're kind of drawing a card and installing a card. Like that's getting you like it can really get you through your deck very, very fast. Okay, Atea shenanigans. Do we get a Vovo res? Nope. So just a spin doctor? Probably just a spin doctor, right? Scale HQ. Ooh, diversion off the top. We'll get rid of a virus and we'll draw the diversion, or do we just get a bit more money? Let's draw the diversion. We'll let them Rashida. Oh, what was it? It was diversion into something and I can't remember, which is really bad Q loop play. I got so distracted by the diversion. More money will come. It's fine. Phil's not gonna ice all 3 servers here. I feel like I got a bit unlucky. Diversion into bravado. Okay. Well, one of those cards is really good on this board state, and one of them isn't. This is fine. Phil's not respecting. Not respecting. He's respecting. This looks like an NGO, but we're gonna find out. Do I die? As long as I got 3 cards, I don't die, which I currently don't have. Could put this Hush on the HQ ice. It's like kind of overkill. I think I'm just gonna. It's probably not an Anansi. Bravado into Urban Art. Quick games tonight. I mean, it's been a while since I've died to an Anansi like this, so we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll let this fire. No, I don't die. I don't die. Oh, I don't. I don't have the 2 credits. Hilarious. No. Nearly put a hush on it. Okay, well, I'm not going to say that the deck's doing badly because I feel like I might be. Hey, Jane, how you doing? I might just not be playing very well tonight because that is two. That is 2 very, very fast games. Um, I feel like the first one was maybe a bit more avoidable than that. I probably should have at least drawn. maybe Phil. Um, we'll do one more with this, and then we'll build some Lamb decks. Um, probably free. Like so. What do people want to build? Because we're either going to build Lamb Freedom with Lamb, or we're going to build Essa with Lamb. Both seem fun. Um, Diogene is currently testing counter surveillance, solidarity badge, and rogue trading. But isn't solidarity kind of counterintuitive to that? Kind of. I don't know. So what are you? Are you clearing? Are you just using the solidarity badge for draw? I guess. Um. Yeah. Just Jeff. If it's Essa, it will be Essa Lamb Begamot. Trust me, 100%. Um. Maybe we do that first because that just seems like a ton of fun. Although I also quite like the idea of Lamb in freedom and like just painting stuff and breaking it with virus counters. Um, it's interesting, Diogene. I wonder, do you not just lose like tag me surely is very hard right now. Everyone suddenly has tools to deal with tag me. Like Jinteki decks are playing Mindscaping just because it's a good card. Lamb makes tag me better because Lamb does make tag me better because Starlit Night is a problem, a big problem for going tag me, and it deals with it for 4 credits, which is pretty incredible, really. Um, Ironically, I've maybe Shaper is the person that wants to play Lamb the least. That might be the case, right? Because Lamb's probably reasonable in criminal. Like your get it down. I guess like Zingolo just better. Criminal's got good decoder options though. Shibboleth I think is really good. Just a warning, AI is everywhere tonight. So trashing. Oh right, like as in if I play Freedom, I'm gonna run into AR enhanced security decks all day and all night. Might happen. I'm wondering if you play it in Ari as your primary breaker. I'm not surprised you're wondering that, Jeff. Um, but I was also considering it. Um, what's its benefit over Ngolo is the big question. It's one less to install. It does deal with like things with I guess like Slap Vandal deals with your one sub ice, Lamb deals with your I've got a million subs ice. BTL, this seems okay. I'm gonna keep this. I've had a prognostic Q loop in hand every single opening, so that's pretty good. Um, but yeah, people who have joined recently, what's your thoughts on the ban list? Because I'm kind of very much for what the committee has come up with. I approve very much. Um, but Bravado into Boomerang gives us an excellent doof opportunity next turn. Am I just gonna like tie to an Earth because I thought, oh no, I'd trash a Rashida. So what's this? I don't trust it, so I'm gonna do that. Should have trashed it. Should have just gone and trashed it. Well, do we put the Saucy on here first? Saucy, doof, then run and trash. Yeah, why not? We've got Saucy in our deck. We might as well use it. Boomerang into Hush. Hush is potentially great here. Mining. Stavka. Ironically, we could just let that fire. We could just let that fire. Because we don't really ever want to de-res it. But I want it for urban art, maybe. Nah, that can just fire. Then I can bravado through next turn as well. Right, who can remember the top of the deck? I can't. Dreamnet and Keeling seem like good choices. Lamb seems a bit strange. Um, well, I think the is there a hush on the top? Oh, there's a boomerang. Well, let's put that here. Now I think there's a hush. Yeah, I might just draw the hush to hand, and then we can go HQ. We've got Rubicon. Okay. We're gonna get a bit dirty now then. That can fire. I'm not gonna run here yet though. I'm just putting the boomerang there to draw through the deck essentially. We'll steal an Atlas, why not? Let's put a Rubicon switch down. We don't have a Saucy anymore, which is a shame. Do you just want to draw, set up an Earthrise? I think so. Things get banned, then the issue with the cards goes away, but the card just remains banned for a bit longer. Then it's unbanned and not much happens. EGC Faust. Yeah. Rotage, I think I somewhat agree with you. Like, Lamb was banned for pretty good reasons. Oh, that's a nice install. That's also nothing here is going to be really that bad, is it? Let's gamble first, just so that we can potentially de-res this. Let's find a Saucy on the top of the deck. Oh, yeah, why not? We got a doof after this as well. Do we want to install a hardware? No, we're all right. We see a magnet. Yeah, that's fine. And I think we just take a credit here. Zenit chip, I think you're right. Diogene will become more popular, and I think that's fine because like Tule has kind of fallen out of fashion as well, which was an issue with it. This is fine. They can keep advancing this. I'm just going to hush it. We find our doof. That's a bit of a shame. They've just put something here. We can just run the R&D, I think. Red team into Simulchip. Okay. Yes, because I want to draw the red team. So we'll. Do we want to risk? I don't want to risk losing any of these cards, which is a bit of a shame. So Lamb was a big problem. We see an Archer. That's terrifying. Let's not put a hush on that. Lamb was a big problem when Knifed was around. And now Knifed is not around. It's just kind of not. It's just essentially a Nombo. They're going to triple advance this. It's going to be a Pharos. And then we're going to hush it. And no Surfer. Yeah. So back in the day, I was pretty fond of the old. We don't have to install that yet. I was pretty fond of the old Surfer decks with Lamb, and then I switched to Bravado Carmen. Feels good. Yeah, sure. How many cards in this? That is a great question. So there's 45 in deck at the moment, and there's 5 here, so that's 50, 55, 56, 57, 8. So it's 59? Is it? Oh, I was going to say it's a punitive deck, but it's not because it's on Atlas. Oh, we see an extract. I assume they. Wow, this is kind of a really good extract target for them, but equally they have put two counters on it. Do we slap Vandal this and run it? Yeah, we do. No, not yet. We probably have to trash that. And then we can just draw a card, I think, here. Uh, is it 54? I think it's 59. This is kind of interesting. Okay, so we'll run and get rid of that. Let's just see what's on top of our deck first. We could Wake Implant because we can always get stuff back with Simulchip. That's probably fine. Let's look at the top first. Bravado and into Urban Art. Okay, so let's pull the Bravado. Let's see what we lose here. We lost. We did. We lost the Bravado. Okay, fine, fine. No, we didn't. Oh right. Oh, we lost the Doof. That's fine. We weren't going to land that Doof anytime soon. We'll go server free. We can get rid of this. We can. Have we run R&D yet? No, we can run R&D. Tree line, somewhat expected. I've already forgotten to sort our deck. Oh, that's excellent. That's what we want. Feel like they should extract this card, even though they've put like a fair amount of money into it. It's got a boomerang and a saucy on it. Like they're never resing it, or they should never res it. Oh, they're kind of keen on it. So the only thing that makes sense here then is if it's a what's the one that gets more? Is it a Mass Bingo? It's the only thing because like everything else is just bad, right? So ironically, so yeah, so if we res it, if they res this and we de-res it with Rubicon Switch, then every time we re-res and de-res it, they get another counter on it. Let's run it and find out. Sure. Masterwork into Symbol Chip. We can't. Yeah, so Mass Bingo. So it's now got. So now we want a Lamb. Although actually, Lamb is a 5 credits still to brain this. So the question is, do we de-res this? Like, probably. Replanting is a pretty good option. Tattoo Bowler is actually like the best. I think the best option you have. Now we can go through here. I think we do de-res it, but I just every time they re-res it, they get another counter on it, and eventually that's going to become an issue. But we have a Kurapira, so we can every now and then just bypass it. So let's de-res this, which costs us 3 credits. We gain 2 credits. Oh, we gain 3 credits. Sick. We'll draw, and then we've got a Simmel chip on top. So we will do this on our turn, and then we'll probably just blind Prognostic on their turn. Just draw more of our deck. Like Prognostic is just nuts. Like a lot of this setup has come off the Prognostic. Just hush it. Oh, yeah. Hush completely blanks it. I want to get my boomerang back though first. But to do that, I might have to use some poison vial. Oh, so maybe I should have done it while it still had 6. Can I use boomerang if it's got no subroutines? Maybe that. Um. Oh, we lost our. I didn't see that happen. I would have symbol chipped it back out. Whoops. Do we want to get this saucy back? How many times do we let them do this before we then just put a hush on it and make them really sad? Let's get like go here, put this down. We'll go R&D. We'll look at the top 2. We see a cast into a gamble. We don't want to install any of this. Okay, now they're just letting us through. Yep, that's another very good hush target. Do I want them to draw it? Because if not, I could run the Spin Doctor. Maybe I just run the bin here, actually. No. Like I only have one hush, and so there's limited options for what I do with it. Yeah, I think no change in game state is still a very big thing, and I'm never quite 100% on it. Is it worth bringing this back? I can't actually work this out. If we're not Arasana, we get it back for 2. We get 2 credits back from doing it, but we have to spend a click and a credit to put it back on. So no, it's not. Let's draw the casts. Let's draw the gamble because we can remember what's here. We'll run seeing the top 2 so we know where they are. Boomerang into vial. Pretty good. No. That's perfect. We'll trash the saucy. We might simul chip out. I think we simul chip here. Okay. Just so that we've got options. It's a click for a credit. Yeah, so it's not great. Like the urban arts are more for moving the slap vandals around. They're not really econ exactly. Um, we can install. I think we're going to run HQ this turn. So let's install the boomerang on the Stavka. We'll masterwork. Put this down. Then we'll start our turn. Pulling this back. Got to click on this first. So many triggers. Okay. So now we can. This could be a magnet, I guess, but that's fine if it is. Don't you boomerang the outer ice? No, because I want to boomerang the res dice because then I definitely get my boomerang back. Yeah, Urban Art into Poison Vial. Okay, we'll install a Poison Vial for free. Is Rubicon doing anything? Not necessarily. But I've got one Rubicon in here purely so that I have a reason for playing the Saucies, which I feel like if I don't play, I don't have enough targets for Urban Art. We'll wake. We see an end of a line, slightly scary, but they'll need a lot of credits to do anything about that. Yes, we can install this. I think we install our Carmen because I don't think there's anything really ridiculous. Just so we don't lose to like an archer. And yeah, the Rubicon is kind of just stopping them res. Like they would have kept resing this or they would have resed this mass bingo for sure. We run that, right? Is it going to give me 4 tags? 3 tags? Is this going to turn out to be a magnet? Maybe we have a boomerang on the top of our deck, so that's fine if it is. Tranquilizer. You also can't UAV a tranquilizer because it is. We got diversion on the top of our deck. We could install the masterwork. Yeah, I think we will. To get the draw. We see a Pharos. That's fine. We can break this. For a second there, I thought we couldn't, but I only have 2 clicks now. Why do I only have 2 clicks now? Because this is fine. Oh, okay. Glad I ran that. Um, who can remember the top of the deck? I can't, so I'll just draw it. Oh, it's a poison bar. Fine. Wow, that's a shame. Have I installed hardware this turn? Can't remember. Apparently I have. Blind prognostic at the start of a turn? Yeah, probably. Oh, maybe not then, because we have to check this. There's no reason not to. Urban Art, no thank you. Daily cast into prognostic. Look at this. Just breaking like everything for 1 credit. Noticed the vial on top. Didn't want to key loop it. I forgot to. Zombie. I forgot to. Maybe add en passant. Now we're talking. Influence though is squeaky tight. Um, I think we just draw, and install the casts. Probably will blind prognostic at the start of next turn. There's still a magnet here somewhere. I'm kind of assuming it's this, but I think we put a slap vandal on it. So I don't know why. It's interesting that they're also not double advancing this. I mean, as soon as they do, we put a hush on it. It's fine. Urban art, no. Top is Shibboleth into Saucy. That's great, actually. We kind of Shibboleth is not brilliant, but it at least gets through Magnet, which we know is in the deck. But yeah, breaking this Pharos for 1 and some stuff feels pretty decent. Can we just throw a doof in here? It's not actually a very good doof, though, is the problem. So let's just get down to Shibboleth. Was it a Saucy next? So think it was, and if it was, then I'm going to put the saucy on here on their turn. Okay, we lost our slap vandal. We're probably going to pull it back with the symbol chip, but we'll see if they put anything in the remote first. Yes. So let's symbol chip it back. Do we want to put our Kurapira down in case we could be charging it? Maybe not quite yet. Oh, I forgot to prognostic on their turn. That's fine. Let's go 7-5. So we'll. I don't want to put a saucy on there actually. I don't think. I'll put a saucy on there if we de-res it. Maybe. No. This is a hush target if I've ever seen one. But now we've got a lot of potential hush targets. How much is this to break with 2 ender runs? Is like an annoying number. 6, no. Well, I think we de-res that because it's incredibly expensive for them to keep re-resing that. So we'll put a saucy, yeah, on here. How much is it? 7? Maybe we shouldn't have done this. This was pretty expensive. I guess we get 3 back. Should be running HQ. They're actually doing a good job of keeping us like away from HQ. I know I've got a boomerang on the top. So maybe do we just send a diversion? We can get through anything which isn't a border control. It's just a pretty bad diversion, isn't it, at this point? But it gets us a. I'm treating this as just a run, but no. That is absolutely fine. Do we want to boomerang this? Is it better? I don't think it is. I think I want the because it will cost me 3. I will get. Nah, we'll just pay to go through. It's fine. They actually. So, is this a May ability? Because like, if they pulled one of these off, then it means that this is less good for them to break to trash the ice. It's quite funny, but I don't think they actually hosted. So maybe they're. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Um, so we probably go. I've still got a boomerang on top, right? So I think we go archives, check what's there, then we hush the R&D ice and we run it. We could put the Kurapira down first, just in case it's an Aket, and we want to break it now. No, I think this is fine. So we know boomerang into Earthrise. It's fine. No. This we boomerang, right? I think it's cheaper. Yeah. Got there. I didn't die turn 3, so that's good. Magnet isn't a May. I think we were. I feel like we were ahead enough, but I didn't need to enforce that. But you're right. It's not choose one install program hosted on a piece of ice and move that program, which would have actually been beneficial to us, which is hilarious. Um, yeah, like look at this end game rig. I mean, this is we've spent so little money actually breaking ice. It's hilarious. Uh, okay, so we should build a Laamb deck because that's what we're all here to do, isn't it? Really. Um, Jeff's vote was for the options were Lamb in um, Essa or Lamb in Freedom, and I think we're going to go with Lamb in Essa because I really want to do Lamb plus Bergamot. Uh, right, collection. I've been making a lot of Eternal recently, so we need to go back to Standard. But we'll leave this on just so we've got enough time to do 2 Lamb, and then we can put this off. Okay, so we'll do 2 Lamb, 2 Bergamot, probably enough. We're going to play 3 copies of the price. Lamb in curry. It's pretty good as well. Yeah, as long as you're not vegan or vegetarian, I guess. We can zoom in a little bit here. So we'll play the price. We'll play Strike Fund, if I could spell. We'll play Steel Skin. I think we might also. This feels like a hippo deck for sure. Um, I think we're going to be on labor rights. Do do we do we play everyone's favorite card at the moment? I might play one en passant just for giggles, just because I also want some more. Um, I want some more like ice destruction. Now, the one big problem here is that this is a lot of memory. So either we're playing a bigger MU console and thus mm, uh, we're not playing S's console, or we play T400s, which would actually be an option. Could play T400s. They work pretty well in ESSA anyway. Let's play Marrow for now, and we'll play 2 T400s. We might be able to cut this down because we might not really need much else apart from that. Know the price, load up on events. Know the price. Ah, oh, no, this feels like a definite the price. It's possibly a gachapon as well, but I think that's like a lot. I mean, okay, so I know what you're saying. You're saying know the price so that because we're probably going to play like a ghost tongue, and then that means that we're playing a lot of events, right? I do get that. I think I still want to do it. I'll tell you what we could play with the price is it might actually allow us to install free running hot. We're definitely playing some running hot. We might not play free. We're going to play 2 for now, and we'll see where we get to it. I do need to get a big Bergamot. Actually, that is true because we want this to be. I mean, this does a core damage on its own. We want this to be at least 3 strength. We could also play like leech because this is an annoying strength. Um, we want to probably play like some other breakers, like a sensible person, right? Or do we just play these? Maybe we do just play these, and we play. Is there any other good ice destruction? You could play Zenit Chip. Zenit Chip is not a bad shout. We definitely could play Zenit Chip. Can so We could play. So we can do this and this, and then we could whack in a bunch of chisels. And devil charms. Yeah, virtual service agent. I mean, either like we might play. We can just trash it the first time, maybe. Maybe we could play a hush to deal with it, or we play like one copy of. Um, we play a buzzsaw. We might just play a buzzsaw anyway. I feel like we could do this, and we could play some simul chips. And I mean, this looks like a deck, right? Like maybe now do we just put in like ESSA events and go with it? Feel like we might want labour rights here. Are we going to draw fast enough for labour rights? Well, let's put in some Jiskas and see where we go. Could we play? Yeah, finality. We definitely want at least one, maybe two. Have we got enough stuff to potentially play District 99, which I really like? Um, we'd want to be on boomerangs as well. Well, we wouldn't need to be on boomerangs. We could be on boomerangs as well, though. Maybe boomerangs are other option, and we play one hush just in case. Um, I do love climactic showdown zombie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna play climactic showdown. How did this become a climactic showdown deck? Uh, I like this card. I think if you have a way of definitely getting into a server, like a central server, then this is actually pretty good. This is actually like particularly good in ESSA because we want some like HQ pressure. Do we have enough ESSA triggers here? Probably. You just play some labour rights. Might want some more draw. ESSA is draw. We have 5 influence to spend. And we just leave one like floating free. We suddenly don't need all this MU which I've put in. Can we get rid of these? Exa. Exa Kagoslav is spicy, but there's so much Mavirus around right now. Like a lot of Mavirus. Like I might not need the DJ Steve is 100% the correct. Like why are we if we're not leaving one to the gods when we can play DJ Steve? Right, I can get rid of a T400 and I can possibly get rid of another one, right? This is four. Like this is all our MU, and then we probably only ever have one chisel out at a time. Probably. Yeah. Simulchip's a bit tricky with chisel. Simulchip is a bit tricky with chisel actually. Because we need other stuff to trash. No, we don't run plague. Don't worry. Um so do we possibly need to put fermenters in? I think we need to put fermenters in. Or we don't play simulchip, or we play less simulchips and we actually play retrieval run? Probably not. This isn't the worst. Potentially installs are like 4 and 5 cost rig for 2 credits if we have a ghost tongue down. Do we want to be on 3 marrows? Do we just keep Bankar I think like this is meant to be doing Bankar's job, but better. You know, I kind of want to put a D99 in, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think we just want. How do we like put maximum pressure on? Is it just Chishishkas and like recycling Chishishkas? I think it probably is. Yeah, let's. Oh, we haven't got any sure gambles. um. Okay, so we put in three sure gambles. Light the fire. Ghost tongue doesn't look great here without gambles. Yeah. It's all right. We fixed that. I think ghost tongue is still fine. This is ghost tongue. This is ghost tongue. This is ghost tongue. Although we hope to hit it. This is ghost tongue. Though we hope to hit it. This is great ghost tongue. This is ghost tongue. This is ghost tongue. Yeah, I think ghost tongue's fine. Light the fire is good. Do we just play like a single climactic showdown? It's a real shame that this removes itself from game. It does not need to. There is a customized Secretary of Christina deck out there. There is. I'm not playing it. We can maybe cut to 2 charms. We get like 2 charm, 2 chisel. Probably enough. Maybe Devil Charm is like actually really good. Single 1% I like. We just don't need this, so that's 45 cards. It's like a deck, isn't it? Yeah, labor rights could probably go. We could 100% like we could definitely cut down to 2 or none. If we get rid of the labor rights, then I kind of want to play a second finality, a second en passant. How do we get through servers with free ice? Oh, don't worry about that. We'll just go to a different server. We'll just go to a different server. Is the answer. I don't know if it's a good answer, but it is an answer. Maybe we should play like time bombs so we have buyer bans. I do quite like buyer bans. Maybe we do. Is the price the price right? Is the question. I still think the price is decent here. It hits enough stuff, right? Maybe the simul. Maybe the simul chips can go. Right, I'm going to try without the labour rights. We might put the labour rights back in. We're going to go an extra en passant. We're going to go an extra finality so that we can Steve them. Price does seem a bit sketchy, but I think we do want to get this set up as fast as possible. The other option is to put in gachapons, which will find not much of our deck, unfortunately. Yeah, no, gachapon is not correct. I think the price is still correct. We might hit like steel skins and strike funds with it. A tiny bit of me wants to play prognostic Q loop here because I love prognostic Q loop in Anarch. What would that look like? We keep the buyer bands, drop a nuka, put in 2 prognostics, and then we add the 3rd devil charm because surprise devil charm, surprise hippo, surprise chisel. Yeah, it's an option. I do want dirty laundries. Is dirty laundry just better than the price? Could be now, but we got prognostic Q loop. Could be. How much brain damage, core damage, are we doing? We're installing a Ghost Tongue. We're installing a Marrow. We're playing a couple of Running Hots, a couple of Finalities, and we're installing a Begamot. 5. That's fine, right? We can't really take more than 5 anyway. So I think that's all right. Okay, people were not keen on the price here, but I do want to get set up fast. I'm gonna try it with a price. If we hit a price and it's a terrible idea, then we will revert to. I kind of feel like actually now I do need at least one retrieval run, just so that we don't get absolutely stomped on. Chisel is less good without Simmel chips. So the deck mulligan for Laamb. I don't think we mulligan for Laamb because I can't install this to start with. What is prognostic installing, Jackson? I'll tell you. It's installing a hippo when they res the outside ice, thinking that thinking that it's safe. It's installing a devil charm when we've got a chisel on their ice, when they res it, thinking that it's safe. It's actually really, really good in it's potentially triggering like core damage on the off turn. Sup Cobra. Yeah, I will see you next week for sure. It's also, I'll tell you what, prognostic Q loop tells us when we should use the price or not. I'm going to try this as a spicy option, and we're going to go back and put symbol chips in it almost immediately, I would imagine. We're going to play some retrieval runs so we can get back our chisels and stuff. En passant can go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Drunken cats and lambs. That's a terrible name. We'll just call it the name. I was quite pleased with calling my stream Laambing Live. If you are not familiar with this reference, because I don't know why you would be, Laambing Live is a TV show in Britain, where in spring, when like the lambs are being given birth to, I've just realised that my face was probably covering. No, it's been alright now, hasn't it? They like film it, which you might think is a bit weird, because it kind of is. But yeah, people watch it. It's like on for like 2 weeks. Essa. We're gonna need to put this as casual. Runner. There's also a chance that we could build this in Shaper and we can play the like get a load of clicks hardware. I have to put it as casual, don't I? Nope, can't do that. Cool. Fix, jump in our game. Fix, jump in our game. Jump in our game, Fix. Do it. I might just jump in his game. Although no, I feel bad if he doesn't want to be on stream because he's not been able to play for a while. So let's not do that unless he joins me. This is always scary. Rotage testing out eternal stuff against his. We have a fix. Yeah, I assume that there's about 27 clicks per turn going on in whatever's going on here. Can't load this deck in standard. Yeah, it's alright. I have selected casual. I don't really want to play against R plus, but whichever you fancy. PD probably too fast for us. All right, R plus. Uh, I mean we have the Lamb in hand. Don't think this is a great opening though. I'm gonna need a bit of money. Wait, what? I just saw the title on JNet. Yes, Tanuki. There is a new ban list, which was well, it's. I don't think it's like official, legal, and stuff. I mean, we've got all of our rigs set up here, so that's good. Um, yeah, message today. So I don't know when it's sort of legal from as such. Hello. I don't know if we want to play that yet though. Do we want to play that? Our hand is like really good, so I don't think so. They are banning DreamNet to deal with Hashiko. They are banning um they are banning Keeling to deal with Keeling. And they have unbanned this little baby here, Laamb, which is what we're doing today. Regionals in Denmark this weekend, that's true, and it'll be new ban list. There was a little tiny bit of me which did look to try and get out to Denmark. It wasn't tenable, unfortunately, but I did check. This is a very expensive hand of cards to install, I have realised. I don't want to lamb and run this remote because it's going to give me a tag no matter what. Okay, well, I can probably play a Ghost Tongue now, so that's good. I lost a Hippo for one thing, which I didn't really want to. Do we want to check this in case it's a Spin Doctor? Yes. Maybe this is a Spin Doctor. Hmm. This doesn't trigger hard hitting news or new hard hitting news, which is nice. I think I could just force them to use a Spin Doctor. Is it the worst thing? It's like not the worst thing. I just know that this is an Oracle think tank if I run it. Yeah, it could be a B1001 deck, and Shushka gets really bad against that if we end up taking some tags. So maybe I just try and not get. Um, oh my gosh, are they on fix? Are you playing? Oh right, no, he's just thinking about where to trash from. Um, whoops. Uh, okay. I'm going to throw that out because it's cheaper for me to retrieval run it. Technically, it's cheaper for me to retrieval run the Begamot. Like, that's a better thing. But if I install the Begamot, then I might. If I retrieval run the Begamot, then I might trash the Lamb, which is problematic. Good thing they didn't ice archives, eh? Let's draw one. Okay, it's kind of alright, I guess. We'll retrieval run, install the Lamb. I think just take two. So our way of abusing Lamb or trying to abuse Lamb is we're gonna try and just make all of their ice cost us one to break by turning. Well, actually, it technically costs us three, right? It does cost us three credits, not one. So that is something to bear in mind. Am I just clicking for a credit here and installing the Begamot? let's draw for a. Don't actually have many econ events. I don't think I have much econ in the deck. That's problematic. Kind of don't want to hit a steel skin here. Okay, probably should have just done this. Done this. Yes. No. Okay, I'm financially ruined, and I can't run archives because I'm going to end up with a ton of text. This isn't going great. Showdown? Yeah, I wish. I can't afford Showdown right now. Let's throw out a finality and a. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever recovering from this. 100% correct, Tanuki. This is a Shaper card which is potentially busted in Anarch, which is never a problem ever, right? Financially, I'm screwed, especially if they like double advance and then next turn they score out. Oh, this looks like I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna get these trashed. It's gonna happen. That's not great. Could really do with a marrow right now. Probably should have played the steel skin. Found a marrow at least. What did I lose? Yeah, we can draw a card. I think I'm losing a program here, and it's gonna be a problem. Yep. What would be more of a problem is self-growth program. So I kind of hope I just get retributed. Oh, I was gonna say because I've got retrieval run, but I don't because I lost it to damage. That's also problematic. Uh, Not much hand size going on here. And yeah, sorry, I missed Diogenes' comment here. Uh, Whatever they've done to JNet, it's done wonders. It's working very, very well currently, which is great. Um, do I need to clear this tag? I'm gonna get like retribution again, and that's gonna be a problem. But I also don't have cards in hand. I have a grip of 2. That's really awkward. I'm gonna need this Steve. Who told me to cut the labor rights? It's a terrible idea. Get rid of this. I think I need to keep the chisel. I also can't steal their agendas. I haven't got enough money. Okay. Oh, I die. GG. Well, that went pretty badly. Right, let's put some more money in this deck. Um, because I apparently did forget to put money in it. Okay. Right. Money time. So probably just fermenters seems decent. That's probably what we need. Um, I don't think we can run enough for Q loop, so I'm going to go back to being simul chip, especially now that we're on fermenters. That seems better. We can now get rid of retrieval runs. I still like the idea of a price. The fact that I had to hard install. Well, I got like a little bit of value off one of these. Um, Probably only two chuskas, and then somehow we need to get like dirty laundries in here, and I kind of want to keep the prices. We can drop down to 2 devil charms. I don't want to drop down to 2 hippos though. Thanks, Vix. Forgot to put money in my deck. I don't know why I'm typing. You're on the stream. You can hear me. I think the climactic showdowns have to go. Such a shame. Do we keep one? Um, Biobands would have been good that game. Didn't find that. And this seems like better. We're at 47 cards and only 2 marrows. 2 marrows is going to be an issue. I want to be on 3. 2 ghost tongue is probably fine. 2 chisel. Okay, I think the climactic's got to go. I'm sad to see it go. I'm not gonna lie. Moshing would be good. Raindrops would also be okay, but I prefer it with banter. Moshing. I think moshing goes in instead of the price, but I still think the price has decent value here. Maybe not. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Uh, let's do 2 moshing. Drop 1 charm chisel. I've already dropped 1, so we're down to 1 of each, and I think that's the minimum that I want to be at. We might just want a tiny bit more draw, so we can definitely go 2 Simmel chip. We can go a second Nuka. Okay, let's try that. That looks a bit better. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Nope. Cube. New ban list. We should just call it the new Laamb list. It's fairly obvious what we're playing if we are saying new ban list, I think. Oh, I can't do it on standard. I need to do it on casual. Hopefully I save this. Yes. Anticlimactic showdown. Yeah. I Zenit before Nuka might be correct. Might be correct. Are we running it we do have laundries now, so we've got more reason to run. Just worried about doing actually a bit too much damage. There's a lot of decks out there at the moment which will kill us off just rezzing a Fix is back. We can play against his PD. Not at all. Um Okay, this seems better. I like having finality in my opening hand. We're probably gonna send it R&D first turn first, so we're just gonna keep that. Core of Esser is core. Let's just hope that Fix isn't on a version with ontologicals. I have a sneaky feeling that his is a what? Who ices R&D first click? Unbelievable behaviour. I highly disapprove. Okay, so are we moshing this? Yeah, I think we probably have to. Losing the finality hurts, but hey ho. Okay, this is good. Uh, I think just like dirty laundry for credits is fine. Next turn we hit the marrow. It's like not the best, but we install the marrow, hopefully drawing the strike fund. I guess kind of saving the dirty laundry there would have been an option. Interesting. Let's hit this first click. Ah, boo. We can run and check now, right? It's definitely not going to be a virus. Well, okay, so that's one spin doctor out of the game. We'll draw one. We can whack this button. Devil Charm also actually quite nice if we happen to have a Begamot down early, which isn't at strength. Predictive Planogram is interesting. Like, it's not a bad card, I'm not gonna lie. We can stick this down, we can click it, and don't really want to play the Ghost Tongue here because it's last click, so we'll maybe do that next turn. We've got we can install the Devil Charm, then we'll install the Ghost Tongue. This is potentially good. So I think interestingly, the better play here is oh, curious. Do we need to go and get rid of this Spin Doctor? Possibly. So they sabotage one from R&D, one from HQ. So there's a chance for this stuff going on here. I think we can go and check. We might run into a virus, which will be sad about. Game 2, yes. Draw one card, yes. Okay, there's our Laamb. That's excellent. We'll run archives. Boo. That means they're on ontological set as well. So we're in quite a lot of trouble, I'm going to say. Like, let's go as far as to say we're in a huge amount of trouble. Because I believe that to be the case. So next turn, we pop the Fermenter, install the Laamb, install the Simmel chip, pull out the Begamot, and start running. That's my plan. We'll be at decent enough strength. We can always just hippo through. I guess we like don't pull out the Begamot. Nah, we probably do. This is a virus, right? Let's see if they pop it now. Could running hot here. Maybe that's a better play. And then go HQ? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, and we get Steve as well. Okay, yeah, this was. We'll do this for Steve. We'll run HQ knowing that we can break any ice for 7 credits, which is a lot of credits. But that's fine. I think this deals with it for 5. We're not going to do that. We've already triggered. We wouldn't be up to strength, so we'll just break it. We'll remove the hippo. We'll choose. What are we going to pull back from the heap here? Probably 2 dirty laundries, I think, so we can go back again. Apart from hand, biotic, Vovo, trash Vovo, virus, trash it. End of turn, we'll pull back a fermenter. So that we've still got Bergamot options. Kind of have to protect HQ now, which is good. But they do probably have agendas which are naught twos. Oh, they're 1-2s. Okay, that's something, I guess. We probably need to get rid of this spin doctor. Really, is an issue. What did they pull back? Didn't see what they pulled back. Hmm. Do we run and deal with this spin doctor? If so, I have to pop the fermenter, I think, to get enough money. Potentially worth it. Let's see what we got. Do we have any chisels in the bin? Oh, that's a sad card against Laamb. No. We'll just break. Yeah, we'll just break. I don't have a chisel. Otherwise, we can chisel it for nothing. Do we want to take any more core? I mean, I guess we kind of do. We don't have 2 finalities in the bin, which is a shame. We probably just get the steel skins back, or we might just get the dirty laundries back. I could get the Bergamot out at this point. I think it's probably worth it. Obviously, we hit the one that we didn't want to hit. That's fine. 6 strength. We now break Bran for 1 credit. Sick. They trashed 2 from HQ, which are very possibly agendas. Hilariously. That's what I would do. We can just get 2 laundries back and then run. We should potentially get 2 symbol chips back. We see a biotic. It's fine. We'll go and have a look in archives and see what they've got here. Are we going to have more nightmare archives in here? Just a virus. See a Volvo. We see a bloop. Makes sense. So they're on like pretty pure fast advance. Rough. Um, we really need a finality because we need to find this other ontological. You got another in hand? I think Six might just win here. Oh, right, fine. Oh, we we really lose fast here. So we know that there's one biotic, so we need to lock. Um, we need to lock the top of R&D pretty significantly. Um, so we can run there first. Probably just let this fire. There's no reason for me to do anything about this. Just a wave. Like money is good for them, but if we can get any kind of a lock on R&D, unfortunately with ontologicals, magnet that's fine. We're not playing. Oh, we are playing chisels. So we do have something which deals with magnets, but I feel like the game's probably over before that becomes a problem. Hedge fund? That's a shame. Um, let's run HQ. We'll try and get a steel skin back. So Lamb, yeah, no, break it for one. Well, we break it for 3 credits, but still, it's 3 credits. Feels pretty decent. Yes, please. Steel skin, steel skin. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna help. Play this. We found our finality. Do we want to hit it this turn? No. Apart from the fact, do we want to hit it this turn? No, I'm gonna click it because they might be on Ikawa. So I'm gonna click it first. Click next turn. Because if they're on Ikawa and we hit an Ikawa, we'd be really sad. Okay, that's probably magnet. That's the hell is that? Do I need to go and check first? Is it what's his face? Is it a what's his face? I don't care if it is. They can't. I was going to say the only thing I care about is a void, but they can't void here, so fine. We did see a hedge, yeah, which must be in hand right now. Yes, we'll gain 2. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll draw a card. Why not? No, no, that can fire. So I think they would have had to do 2 from R&D, right? Because we know that this in hand is like biotic. Um, do we want to spend 2 and potentially? I think we can just pay here, right? Like money's pretty irrelevant at this point in the game. We see another hedge. Luminal, excellent. Bran, they can draw that, and another hedge. We will trash for Skunk Works. Um, we haven't used our Laamb ability yet, so we can check archives. Let's draw once for. No, we don't have any dirty laundries left. It's not actually anything that we really want to draw for, so let's run here. If we hit a Nightmare Archive, then we're just. We'll take the core, but that is a bit of a shame. Vitruvius. Um, so we did 2 off the top of the deck, obviously. So they're drawing hedge fund next turn. We know that. We can draw and draw again. Maybe I should have run for Steve. So next turn, I think we might go here. Like we put the chisel. Oh no, because we think this is a magnet, right? What do they drew? They drew a Bran, which is hilariously bad against us. So we think this is the Bran. Force magnet, then chisel after is absolutely the right plan. So we'll go HQ. Yeah. No. No. So now we can go chisel, run, finality. Right? And we don't die? This will cost us 1, 2, 3. This will cost us nothing. This will cost us 1. We are mostly sure about. Lamb. Yes. No. Break. Yes. Uh, finality. Finality. We see the biotic. Unsurprising. They have to mill 2 off the top as well. So this is like a particularly good finality. If this isn't a Bran, we are like 100% sure this is a Bran, right? It has to be. It's the only ice they drew. Yes. There's no other options. Oh, that's such a bad res for them. Paying 1 to break this thing. I mean, it makes sense. Because they're going to make money. Actually, they're only making 1 credit from this. We can't steal an Ikawa. Oh, gosh, James. Cool. Cool. Um. Uh, Do we take? I don't want to take a second core damage in a turn. Another biotic. Bad draw for them. That's fine. Lots of things potentially kill me now. Okay, stream. If anyone is wondering why I install and res around in this situation, it may be because I thought I was resing a sentry. um, fair play. Oh, they found it? No. Alright, we need at least 3 credits to get anywhere. I think we check the top of here first. We'll take a credit in case there is Ikawa. I feel like you've got to have one Ikawa in this deck just to balance it out. Fortunately, we literally can't take another core. This has got counters on it. When did this? Oh, right, yeah, it's a. No. I can fire. We know what this is. We get through it for 1 credit. So I definitely check that just in case. Sick. Think over say be a better fix. Um whew, like pretty close. We currently look at this. This is a 10 strength Begamot. We can get through 10 strength ice. Any 10 strength ice for 3 credits. Sick. Uh I'm all about that. I reckon we can play at least 1 more game with this, and then I might have to go to bed. But thank you. All right. Oh, also, hey, Gia, how you doing? Um, yeah, okay, this felt better. Now we actually put some money in the deck. You know, you've always got to have that. Remember to, but we're playing illegally. Um, you've always got to have that first like build moment where you realise that you've built something quite bad, and then you can iterate on it. For anyone joining the stream just now, this is what we're playing. So we've got Begamot and Laamb. So we break basically anything for 3 credits. Bring on your decks full of brands because we're going to make mincemeat out of them. We've got some Chisel Charm action because we have fairly limited breaking. And some Chichishkas, which we didn't see a single Chichishka. And finalities as our win con with DJ Fenris. Felt kind of decent. We did take a lot of core damage last game. So what do we take? Do we take 7 or do we take 8? I feel like we might have taken 8 core. Which is fine as long as we don't end up accidentally taking 1 damage from, I don't know, an Angelique or something. Did we cut the price? We ended up cutting the price, didn't we? We cut the price, we put in moshings. The early moshing felt a lot better than the early price in that particular game. And probably is correct. We've got 22 events in here. They are not the price targets. Uh, hey, it happens. I've done it again. I've replied. I don't. I'm like clearly in like a world of my own, where Fix can only read and not hear me. uh, I wouldn't worry about it, Fix. It was like essentially you were probably still fine. I think you still had enough credits to Biotic anyway after I'd gone through the wave. So yeah, I mean, ironically, like your like a lot of things in your deck, like your ice suite completely dies once we're set up because your brands are useless. Your echoes are useless. Your waves make you money, but there we go. And we probably either break your bloops for free credits or we trash them with magnets. Not magnets, you know what I mean. We trash them with chisels. Um, but to be fair, your deck are not really trying for a late game thing. Clearly, very much fast advance. Are you on Audacity, by the way? Because I don't remember seeing much influence. I saw predictive, which I quite like in like decks which want to go really fast, and kind of stay low to the ground. Um, yeah, zero hand size. Esser all the way, baby. Um, yeah. Are you on Audacity? Because I used to have a pretty fun. Oh, we're gonna get wrecked by Dan here. This is fine. I used to have a pretty fun. Um, oh dear, PD deck, which I sniped it. Very good. Okay. This is a bad opening hand. Yeah, I used to have a PD deck which was running like there was one which ran two Audacity and was actually pretty good, and then there was one which just went full on like free Audacity, free Spin Doctors, and then you'd just like recur the Audacity, um, which actually felt pretty decent. Okay, we got money. We can potentially land an early Chishka. It's never like the early Chishkas are never that great in my mind. I like prefer them once the pressure's getting a bit more intense. We just set up here. Do we run what is gonna end up being an Oracle think tank? It's always an Oracle think tank. Um, let's run what always is an Oracle think tank. Oh, there's thinking, so it's a spin doctor, so that's at least something. Uh, not Yeti. I've played a lot of Ezra. I'll know what's going on. Not Yeti. I read your post on UK Slack earlier, and yeah, I will still be buying. Oh, that's got to go. Um, I will still buy a DreamNet off you, uh, even if it's been banned out of existence, uh, because I think I saw the art for it and it looks amazing. So yeah, don't worry. You might have 800 too many for this worlds, but I think they'll still be very popular. Um, I might buy uh, an extra set to put as prizes in Bristol at one point. Zombie, you're giving me unfair advantage. Although I played against Cable Carnage the other day, and he was on B1001 and absolutely wrecked me. I was on like a my plan was fully based around um run events, and I just got wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. There's like an interesting. It feels like there's something that I don't like. There's a former carrier or something. Oh, we've probably got to trash that as well. Can't let you have that. Haven't taken any core yet, which is an issue. If he is on B1001, at least he's probably not on kill. But I don't know for sure. Okay, yeah, we take some core. We take some tags. Somewhat expected. I potentially shouldn't have drawn here. Can I leave one? Find out. See if this was a mistake. Could be a mistake. Okay, that's fine. You can have a Bologna. Um, so we can go like Lamb Hippo and start hitting HQ, but I don't like that right now. Really. I think we probably need to sort out what this is. We trashing it? Oh, we have to. We have to because we're ESSA. Here we get oppoed for 4. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do? R plus is just pretty rude, really, to play against sometimes. Um, think we can chuck a steel skin here. We haven't fired ESSA once, so that feels pretty rough. Yeah, and what do we do here? Like, go and get this Bologna? Like, I don't know how. There is a Starlit Night, and we have to concede. GG. Yeah, that was only going one way, really. Only going one way. Okay, we're gonna do one more. I don't wanna end it like that. That was so anticlimactic. Speaking of which, can we put the climactic showdowns back in yet? I don't think we can. Because there's not really any cuts here. We can get through it, but it's like almost definitely a Bologna. Like, and then we can't steal it. And even if it's not, like, we're so unbelievable. Oh, whoops, whoops. I needed to make this casual. Uh, gonna remake it. Run a casual. There we go. Hey Dan, yeah. Uh, you can tell us was it a Bologna? It was a Bologna in the. I just feel like it was a Bologna, and even if it wasn't, I think I was probably losing that one. So, oh, more up. At least we have a buyer bands in hand. That is something. I think I'm going to keep this just to keep the buyer bands. And yeah, you kind of drew exactly the things which you needed, and I did not do a single core damage to myself, so that didn't feel great. Uh, are we keeping this just because of the biobands? Biobands fermenter? Yeah, sure. That's also the second time in quick succession that you've wrecked me with basically that same deck, I think. I was trying to play some. I don't want to Cheska here, do I? I'll just. It's ruinous. Starting to hate R plus again. It's interesting. Like, haven't felt that way about R plus. Uh, I'm gonna leave that one because I'm not in a point where I feel like I can trash it yet. Could be. See that I probably need to trash. Both of these are very good against Essa. Is the problem? Just can't really afford to. But letting them fire this even once is a mistake. I will 100% admit that. Maybe I should have. I could have gone back with the biobands, trashed it, installed the fermenter. I don't think that's that good though. It's not great biobands value. I didn't want to like blind biobands it in case because I kind of thought one of them might be an Oracle think tank. The DreamNet Alt will be a participation prize for playing Netrunner Dream Crush at Worlds and East Anglia Champs. I will 100% be playing Netrunner Dream Crush at Worlds. I assume Sanjay is heavily involved. Um, let's find. Okay, well we've found another biobands. Install a Marrow, lose biobands, obviously. Um, wow, that's a sucky draw. Also, installing a Marrow while there's a Spin Doctor out is 100% a mistake. Like an R plus, they can just drop their Oracle think tanks into the bin, and like if they're in hand, like just trash them. Why not? So next turn we might. Mm, is the Biobands better to use for draw? I'd also rather keep it so we can get some click compression because I feel like this is the type where they're going to score an Aries before too long, right? Definitely feels that way. This draw sucks ass. I do, but equally, I'm not really doing any damage right now, Fix. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I think this is almost um, more important to get rid of. We don't need. I think I'm going to hold on to the second marrow in case mine disappears. It could just purge now. Kind of like us purge here. Banning keeling means super deep borehole. No, it doesn't. Is good. Oh my gosh, I didn't go and check the other one. Well, there we go. Banning keeling means super deep borehole is good due to lack of pinhole. No, I think pinhole is still good even without uh even without keeling. Um, I have lost to super deep borehole before. Not gonna lie. I was playing Apex, so there's certain caveats. Right, can I get you to pop your spin doctor here? Probably not. We'll find out. If it's like just Oracle think tanks, then they just let us have them. But I don't really want to run spin doctor because I don't want to have to trash it. What if we protect the borehole with oh my word. Well, now I hadn't considered. Uh, um, I mean, you could try. I think what's borehole? It's like 6 turns, right? That you need it. That you need it there, and there's no sneaky cheats that you can do with it like there are used to be with keeling. You can't sort of de-res and re-res it or any of that stuff. Yeah, sure. I probably need a solidarity badge in here. Um, um, so it just takes like quite a long time and gives out a whole bunch of bad pub, which obviously like can be good. Um, let's draw once. That's no good. Problem is, we're gonna hit an oracle here. Oh, they're on bladder water. That's fine. They've got loads of money. Um, they might be on Amani Sinai, which kind of means can they duck enough here? Probably not. At least we can potentially get through their Starlit Nights. We can't trash them with hippos without taking damage. I say damage, I mean tags. I think I don't care too much about their Bladderwort plan, so we'll potentially leave them until they become a problem. Daily Business Show is annoying. Like these are really good cards in terms of dealing with sabotage. That we only care about if we put Steve down. This we can trash now. Move the tag. Because I'd rather do it now than later when it's threat free. Winning deck with Borehole published 7 wins out of 8 games. 8 games is not quite a statistic though, do you, Jenny? I don't think. Like, what were the matchups in those 8 games? That's what I'm interested in. Okay, this is good for next turn. If we hit exactly the price with this, exactly the strike fund, then we don't need to pop the fermenter yet, but our chances of doing that are super slim. So I probably shouldn't have drawn here. Um, what's the worst card here? It's probably. I guess I get rid of the Bergamot for now. Um, Second bladder warp. That's fine. They're still quite rich, and they've put this one behind ice, which is fine because I probably wasn't going to trash it anyway. The issue is when they get down as San, but the San we just have to trash. We can draw one. No, we'll do this first. What do we hit? We hit a finality. That's a bit of a shame. Drawing ferment is quite good. We'll run sub 14. That's annoying, isn't it? That's got to go. Remove the tag. We'll just play this strike fund for the money. Ah, they do have a San. That's a shame. That's a shame. 6 rounds of Swiss. What a Worlds! I would imagine it would be more than 6 rounds of Swiss. We absolutely have to take this down, and it's very expensive. We have lost all our buyer bands. Buyer bands would be so perfect right now. Move the tag at the same time. Unfortunately, we just have to take it down before it just kills us. Or do we just tunnel and try and win? Yeah, I think Worlds is double-sided Swiss. Um, we could go like, but we need to be able to probably steal a Bologna. Straw for, okay, yeah, that's good. We'll run archives. I think we're probably gonna. Oh no, they're not on oracles actually, so that's good. We'll steal an agenda, which means we potentially get oppoed. We could and probably should run and trash this, but I think I'm just going to try and let them spend all their money on me, and then I'm going to try and hit them with a double Shishka, finality, run archives, try and win. Draw. I'd like to draw exactly a gamble. Good chance of it happening. Yes. Okay. I don't need. I mean, I don't need half these cards, but Devil Charm can go. Okay, so next turn we just go gamble, Shishka, finality, run archives, and hope that. I mean, ping stops us, which is a shame. We'd quite like to put down a Laamb first, but we don't have the ability to do that. Protecting the Sansan makes sense. They can hit us with an Oppo, but actually 2 Oppos in the bin, so like not super likely to have one. They have one. Obviously they have one. Okay, so maybe we do need to put down the Laamb. Oh no, they can't res. They can't res a Starlit Knight. The only thing that they can res which stops us is a ping. And I think it might be worth just taking a chance on that. Rafter is annoying. Really quite annoying. Is there a spin doctor in here as well? Oh my gosh! Frickin' spin doctor in there. Not. I don't know if I suspect spin. So maybe we run archives, then we finality, right? We're trying getting them to pop their spin doctor here. Oh, so there are two spins out. That's interesting. So the other spin is here. So we could trash the other spin. They would still have one Oppo in hand. Do we trash the other spin? Or do we just finality and try and win? Only 12 cards left. We're going to see 4. It's a quarter of their deck. We are going to take 2 damage at the start of next turn. We're probably going to lose this Laamb, and maybe this is Shishka that we just drew, which is an issue. And they could go like credit, credit, and death. Yes, please. No, because we want to be able to steal another Bologna. Oppo research is 3 down. But that's fine. We've got a million tags. Like, if they're on drafters, they're probably not on they're probably not on end of a line, right? I don't think you can have the money for that. Oh, but you can be on that. Wow, that's so much value. And they've got another click. All the spin doctors are out though. Do we run archives? I think we might run archives. Just get through the drafter. Oh, we need to draw twice so that we don't die. No, we're not gonna. We'll die if we. Is Chichiskering through a drafter mental? Is that a really bad idea? Like, you're kind of exactly undoing. I think it might be correct. The problem is that they can install something that they can then duck credits on. Like, they should install the Lady Liberty, is the correct option, I think. Or I guess the federal fundraising is also pretty good because they can just score off a sensor. So we could run archives, Chichishka HQ, run archives, see if we win. Then we definitely lose if we don't win, though. Alternatively, we just Chichishka first click. Yeah, but they've got 2 face downs in archives. Feels real bad to let them potentially get them back. Nah, screw it, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm a credit short of a Belonovo. No, this is terrible. It's a terrible idea. And they get the shipment back. Fascinating. So that's an agenda. Do we have any way of getting in there? Mm. So it's behind a ping. So we could draw for exactly a Begamot. Click one credit. No, don't have enough. So this is an agenda, which means that we're going to lose next turn. So our best option here is to click for one credit and then run the bin so that we can steal. Yeah, I think it's credit run archives because otherwise we're going to lose here. We don't have Botulus or any other way of getting through this. So we'd have to draw exactly a Begamon. We don't have the money. So gain credit, run archives. Nothing! Just run this in case? Or draw so that I don't die to Bladderwort, even though I'm going to lose. Or run R&D. One of these is Starlit Night, right? It's a ruse. It could just. I'll tell you what. It could just be a Rashida, right? No, it can't be Rashida. It doesn't make sense to be a federal fundraiser. It's like 100% trash bladder. No, because this is a winning agenda. So trash bladder doesn't. Like, I need to hit an agenda from somewhere. Phil would say just touch an agenda. So I think it's either run server 12, which I'm pretty sure is going to end up being a ping. Sorry, thinking. Also, Trash Bladder gives them an R plus. Um, Draw stops me losing if it's not an agenda. Run server 12, hit a ping. Run R&D, lose to Starlit Night or ping. Shipment is one credit. So like whatever it is, they can score it out because they didn't trash. Like even if it's a Bologna, I'm just gonna go R&D. It probably is Bologna thinking about it now. Uh GG. Bologna. Yeah. Well, that was a fun game. I didn't hate playing it. I think I hate playing against this type of R plus a lot less. Weirdly, like we got pretty close. If we had actually drawn our biobands at slightly better times and not lost one, then I think we might have had some options this game. They always had an Oppo, which was like maybe great for them, but maybe you just kind of expect them always to. I would have loved to sabotage one. Anyway, I know Cable Shipment was the one card left in hand. We knew that because they put it back there. Well, that was fun. This, like, I mean, this game, Lamb wasn't that important, mainly because we didn't install any breakers. But that's fine. It did amazing stuff last game, and yeah, there's something there. I kind of definitely still want to try this with freedom and just turning everything into barriers and breaking it um with Yusuf because I think Yusuf is actually like a really good Fractor. Obviously, like everyone's playing Freema Virus right now, so that could be an issue. And if they're not on Freema Virus, then they're on like Ares R plus, so tricky. But still, thanks everyone for dropping by tonight. That was fun. I don't know what date these come in. It probably says like changes official from 23rd of the night. Oh, that's a couple of weeks away then. Effective 22nd of the night. So there we go. But yeah, have fun lambing and not keelinging. And that's it for me tonight. Thank you very much for dropping by. Ciao for now.